getting to know you.
Where Earth Wives donated $100. Love the show. Why not ask girls to rate themselves on the wife scale as well as the regular hoe scale? Too many rate themselves as a 10, but it's not the wife scale.
Okay. Well, fuck it. We'll come back to the single relationship stuff real quick. What do you rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10 on the wife scale? Like how 0 being not wifey, 10 being wifey.
6.
6.
10 and 10.
10 and 10. Okay.
9.2.
9.
8 out of 10. I'm still healing.
I'm gonna abstain from rating myself. I don't know where I'm at with that. I think that's only something God knows and prepares us for. So I will abstain from rating.
You're gonna abstain from your wifey score.
Yeah, I'm gonna abstain.
Do you have a self-assessment?
No.
Okay. What about you?
An 8.
I'll give myself a solid 7.
I would say 5.
Yeah.
Why 5?
Because there's things that I need to work on that I feel that can value myself, and then it could value my partner.
Okay, interesting. 5 on the wifey scale. Andrew, what are you on the wifey scale?
Yeah, I guess I would be a 0. But my wife is a 10 on the wife scale.
Oh, there you go. There you go. Okay. That was an interesting one. I feel like we should almost just jump in immediately to this. Ask everyone to rate their looks. A little early on this one, but fuck it. I need to stop cursing. I don't know, when I'm sick, I start cursing more. Ask everyone to rate their looks on a scale of 1 to 10, starting with you. Your looks scale 1 to 10.
I don't know. I guess a 9.5.
If you want to just say 10, you should.
I'm not conceited. I'm not gonna say 10.
Oh, so you're not conceited, but
No,
okay,
not really.
9.5. Okay.
I can be conceited.
What about you?
I think 9.8.
9.8. Okay.
7.5.
Okay.
I could be better.
I can't rate myself.
Of course you can rate yourself.
I really, beauty's in the eye of the beholder, so I feel like it just be, if I rate myself and how I looks different to everyone else. If I say 10, people say too conceited. I'm not scared to be too conceited. I love myself, but I just can't rate myself. It breaks the scale.
Well, that doesn't make any sense because if you're on your wife scale, you put like 9 or 10. That's
Wife is a
also a
title.
subjective metric.
Looks isn't a title. Wife is a title. Looks is image.
Yeah, but they're both a subjective metric. So why could you rate yourself with one but not the other? That makes no sense.
I can rate myself for wife because I know what it takes for me to be a wife to my husband, not just being a wife, but to my husband. So I know what it takes to do the task and how to fulfill it. But
Now, are you married?
I've been proposed to 5 times, but I'm not married by choice.
You're not married. Have you ever been married?
No.
So, and what's your reference point here?
I know what it takes for me to be a wife and how to fulfill that job. But for me,
Is being a wife just you, or is it also what your husband thinks of you?
being a wife is a title that my husband gives me. So not just what my husband thinks of me. If he thinks I'm the most amazing wife ever, calls me a 10, this, that, and the third, and I think I'm a 0, I'm still a 10 because of what my husband thinks. But asking me to rate myself based on what I think of myself, I can't do that. I think everything is subjective.
But you can do it as a wife? I don't understand that. That makes no sense to me. I don't know how you can rate yourself as a wife but not be able to rate your looks.
It's like
it's the subjective metric.
It's like asking, how great do you do your job if you work at Wendy's? I think working...
Yeah, I feel like the Wendy's workers get self-assessment tests where they answer that question, right?
Yeah, because they judge themselves based on the task of what they're doing for that job. But if you ask them, how great do you look in that uniform that you're wearing, that you have to wear, they're going to say, oh,
I feel like they could answer that too, right?
Maybe, but it's more like someone else thinks they look amazing and they think they look like a 5. Do they look amazing or do they look like a 5? Which one is it? I think I look great in the pants, but the shirt isn't all that great. I think my hair looks nice in this hat.
The split over one.
Well, I mean, but that sounds like you can adequately rate yourself in a Wendy's uniform then, right? Like, don't you rate yourself for how you're dressed or how you look or things like that? Don't you give yourself a rating And that determines what your fashion sense is to begin with?
I don't rate myself. I think if it looks great, it looks great. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I take it off.
Yeah, but if it looks great, great being high, like 8, 9, or 10, and if you think you look great, that being high as in 8, 9, or 10, which of those ratings for great would you give yourself?
Well, they did say looks, like let the girls rate themselves in their looks. So are you basing me in an outfit or basing me naked? It depends.
Well, no, I'm not basing anything. It's a self-assessment. But I'm saying that clearly you can assess yourself because you do it all the time. That's how you know what hairstyle you use, what makeup you use, what dresses you wear, all of that, right?
I might assess myself, but I don't rate it.
Well, right. But if you were to take that self-assessment and give a rating to it, what would you rate it? That's the question.
Infinity breaks my sail.
Okay. So like 10.
Yeah, I think we just put down a 10 for that. Go ahead.
Okay.
We are fearfully and wonderfully made. God is the potter of the clay.
Hold on just a second.
The Bronasons donated $100.
All right.
Left to right rating, Fire Crotch 5, Mini Torta 4, Large Torta 3, Christian Asian 7, Crazy Thought Christian 4, Chi Negra 6, Tigol Bitties 7, Full Sleeve of Thought 5, Small Bitty of Thought 4. No wives.
No wives, okay.
Wow.
All right. I think you were responding. Go ahead.
Respond to that?
Yeah.
Oh, well,
No. Just the initial question.
so scripture says we're fearfully and wonderfully made, and God doesn't make mistakes. He's the potter, we're the clay. I believe everyone's a 10 out of 10. And your husband or your wife will think so as well, because God handpicks them for you.
Hold on. I don't think I've ever heard that one. Everyone's a 10 out of 10?
Yeah. Yes.
Everyone's a 10 out of 10.
Yes.
So when you look at somebody, you make no differentiation when it comes to, you can't determine between, say, two people if one is more attractive than the other. You cannot make that determination.
I could see how the world views them, but since I'm filled with the Holy Spirit, I see a person's soul instead of their flesh because I'm born again. So I have a different lens.
Well, use the lens that the world uses.
I don't want to.
Why not?
Because it's not good. My intimacy and relationship with God is worth more than lowering myself back to where I used to be.
So when it comes to dating, you have no regard for the person's physical appearance?
No, I don't.
Zero?
Not anymore, I promise.
Not anymore?
I've dated fat, skinny, tall, short, all races. It's the heart. Yep.
How tall was your last boyfriend?
6 foot,
Oh, that's interesting. How tall are you?
5'9".
So only 15% of men in this country are 6 foot or taller. Maybe it's just happenstance that you ended up with a guy who is above average in height, but
God wanted her to have a 6 foot tall man, I guess.
Okay.
Right? Is that? I mean, this is the thing. The statement you're making is actually absurd. That is not a Christian ethic to make the determination that you can have preferences for attraction. That's ridiculous on its face. Where on earth did you come up with this other than headcanon that you being a Christian means that you can't have preferences for what you're attracted to?
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. I'm just saying for me, I don't have preferences. Like, I know some people might prefer. There's nothing wrong with having a preference. The way that I've always been, even before being a Christian, I've dated, Asian, white, tall, short. My first boyfriend was Asian. He was 5'7". That was my first love.
What are you trying to say about Asian people with that statement?
I was just
you're almost trying to say that it's almost
okay. So
like
let's just make it super
bigotry.
Easy. Do you want to have children?
Yes.
Okay, so would you date a man who could not give you children?
No.
Okay, well then it sounds like you have preferences. And that's okay, right? That's totally fine for you to have that preference, isn't it?
Yeah, and I can answer that if that's okay. So last year, it was so funny, like 4 days before what I'm about to tell you, I was praying and I was like, God, I'm okay if you don't give me kids. I just want whatever you want for me. 4 days later, I had a vision that I had a husband and kids.
Wow.
So that's my...
Go into the Asian thing a little bit there, because you
Okay.
said, I even dated an Asian man. What do you mean by that?
Well...
Do you think that Asian men don't compare to...
No.
Well, that sort of sounds like what you're saying.
I guess I was using the comparison. Well, for one, I'm half Asian. Okay. So,
Okay.
but two, it was fresh in my mind because I know he's shorter than the 6 foot man.
Grid 1 Motorsports donated $100. If everyone you date is a 10, you should be a wife already. The amount of Delulu is epic. I thought I was going to take it easy tonight, be chill, but I can see we need all the smoke. Prepare yourselves.
You have invoked his wrath.
Yes.
You've invoked Grid 1 Motorsports wrath. Watch out. Okay, so the rating thing, are you just not wanting to do a rating? You said everyone's a 10, so I assume you're saying that you're
10
a 10.
out of 10.
Okay, you're a 10 out of 10.
Yes.
Everyone's a 10.
Yes.
So if I showed you, say, a picture of Brad Pitt when he was young, and then a picture of Donald Trump currently. I don't know where maybe you're a fan of Donald Trump. How about Joe Biden? Because I feel like maybe you lean a bit more conservative. Am I right? Conservative?
I
Are
would
you
say so.
conservative?
Lean more
Okay.
towards,
All right, all right. Who would you say, in your view, would you prefer dating just based off of their level of attractiveness? Joe Biden or Brad Pitt when he was young? You wouldn't have any preference?
I've never had an age preference. I've dated younger than me, my age, and older.
Just looks.
Just looks without the age.
Joe Biden, this is like a Benjamin Button thing because I'm bringing Brad Pitt
Well,
into this. So just assume their age is the same, but
Oh, their
it's a
age is the
Benjamin
same.
Button thing. Sure.
Oh,
Age the same. Brad Pitt, young, how he looked when he was young. He's still an attractive guy. Versus Joe Biden.
who's ever a believer? That's my answer.
That's not the
They're
question.
both, okay, great. They're both believers.
Thank you, Andrew.
You made it easy for me. Oh, at that point, I would just pray, and then God will tell me which one. I rely on God to tell me.
Oh my God. Wait, hold on. I have something.
Okay, do you rely on, hang on, I got to ask you, do you rely on God to tell you if you like pepperoni on your pizza or not?
Well, we'll come back
Mr.
to it.
donated $100.
Thank you, Mr.
Monica
think
and
God
Bree,
gave you
this is
attraction?
Julian Gutierrez. Please give my info to the beautiful Asian honey. You're right. Yes, the one with the helmet, and you can the one with the tattoo. I like he.
She's not your type, bro.
Oh, is this like a friend of yours?
But I asked a question. Don't you think that God gave you attraction? Like, that's a gift from God to be attracted to somebody looks wise? Or looks are a gift from God as well?
Wait, do you want to answer that really quick? Then, Andrew, you had your pepperoni thing.
Yeah. Yes. So definitely, of course, like attraction does aid, and obviously, physical attraction aids, in the sexual attraction. Like when you're married, it's more intimate. God gave sex as a gift, So I would say yes, it does, but it's not the main thing. That's an additive. That's a gift outside of what's really important, which is the heart
Yeah.
of God and following in His will. Yeah.
What's going on here is something you should assess, because the gal who was next to you had a criticism, and she's a Christian. Her criticism was about essentially falling short of the glory of God is one of the criticisms she has of the show. And yet, what I'm hearing from you is actually piety signaling. This is piety signaling. Saying that it's so over-the-top ridiculous to make the claim that you have no personal preferences. I don't even know where to begin. Do you like pepperoni on your pizza?
I actually don't like pepperoni at all.
Great. Were you informed of that by a vision from God?
God made my taste buds, so apparently not my
you-
vision though. No, just naturally.
Right. Wait. So your taste buds informed you.
Yeah.
Okay, got you. So when you are attracted to a person, how do you know that that's God telling you that you're attracted to him, or if it's you telling you that you're attracted to him because of your own personal preferences?
Right. That's a really good question. So This is one of my prayers, you know, and I'm just going to be bold and say it. One of my prayers is, God, I surrender my attractions to you. And I'll tell you, when I first started praying that, the way I was attracted to people changed. Prior to that, I started surrendering to God, I was attracted to like guys that were just not healthy for me. And it was also because I wasn't healed. The more God heals you, the more you're attracted to healthy. Yeah.
So did you yield over your taste buds to God as well?
Yes.
Okay, so God doesn't want you to eat pepperoni?
Apparently not. It doesn't taste good.
Hey, that doesn't sound slightly ridiculous to you?
No.
No. It's not at all. So you yielded your taste buds over to God?
Yes.
God doesn't want you to eat pepperoni?
Right.
Right? That's not your taste buds, that's God doesn't want you to eat pepperoni.
Yeah, I'm sure. I think God works in everything, every little thing. Yeah, like your desires, your emotions. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We can come back to this, otherwise we're gonna bog the panel down with it.